everyone. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining. I'm just waiting for a few more people to tune into this episode of this sweet gist that I've got going on. All right, people are trooping in. Thank you very much for tuning in. My apologies for starting this a bit late. Thank you very much. Imagine wearing this on a day when Manchester United lost woefully to Arsenal. But we have to keep it going. Once a Manchester United fan, always a Manchester United fan. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. It's your one and only Waka Waka Doctor, and I appreciate you for joining me from all around the world. Today we're talking about something as interesting as we always do. Okay, we're talking about, hey, my brother Tolu, I see you. We're talking about moving to Finland. An opportunity for you to move to Finland will open up tomorrow. And so from the 4th of September up until the 14th of September, you have an opportunity to apply to Finland. And Finland has several advantages that I need you to listen and pay attention and start applying starting from. In fact, after you watch this video, start applying. Like always, I'm going to bring up my guest who lives in Finland, resides in Finland, and knows everything about Finland to come and share and offer you an opportunity to ask as many questions as possible. So I'm going to bring my guest up straight away. Manchester United, we move. Hello, brother. How are you now? Good to have you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You're going to mock me now because of Manchester United. Eh? You're going to mock me now because of
I
Manchester
I
United.
just I just intentionally went to wear this old jersey.
I I know. I mean, we're here to talk about Finland, correct? And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
see someone in the comment section is already saying that I'm lying to people about Finland. So thank God you're here. You live in Finland, and it's not Waka Waka Doctor that is talking about it, so that they can hear for themselves. Because when I put something out, they are quick to always say, "Oh, Waka Waka Doctor is a liar, is lying this, is not saying the truth." And that's why I never share most of the things myself. I like to bring people who live in these countries to come share.
Um,
And thank God you're in Finland. So quickly, do you want to introduce yourself
yeah,
and tell
I
them where
was
you
even
are? And
actually
I'll,
trying to
I'll,
like find the comments so I can know how to respond to the person.
yeah,
But
she's there. Her name is African underscore R underscore Queen. She says she's in Finland and Finland is not open. There's nothing opening tomorrow. It's amazing that people live in these countries and they
you
are
know,
they act they don't know anything. You are in Finland, but you
um,
don't know something is happening tomorrow. You come on my live session to call me a liar. Eh?
well,
And these
because
things are on websites. They're on
be,
all the
be,
websites.
because
Bro,
it's because they live there does not mean they actually have to know everything. So it's understandable. But
Exactly.
what is
And
not
as always,
acceptable
people
is
don't do their
accusing people.
research.
Such
Yeah, people don't
exactly.
do their research. Their heads are blocked. Their heads are
Like
blocked.
I
They
saw
don't know
somebody
anything. Hmm?
arguing with D1 about this nursing whatever. I was just bluffing and all that. But well, that being said, I'm Tosin by name. My handle is stainless231 as you can see, and on Twitter as well. I live in Finland. I live in Espoo precisely. So in case you want to argue about if I live here or not or whatever. And I've been here for a while, so if you, I mean, I'm open to when it comes to this jackpot of a thing. I might not know much, but the one I know, I would say. So about the application, it's opening tomorrow, and it's not the general application. It's just for few schools. I think it's about 21 courses that is opening tomorrow. If you would like to apply, I mean, it's open. You can always apply, and I don't know if that's
So
the
there,
best way
there
to
are
start.
22 courses. There are 22 courses that are open from
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yes,
Yeah,
they are
yeah, yeah.
open. They
It's
are
not
open
all.
from
Yeah,
tomorrow.
it's not all schools. So it's not all schools and it's not all courses. But I think it's about
Okay.
22 or 25.
Okay. What are the requirements for this application, and what's the website? I think that's the most important thing. What's the website for this application?
It's the
And
normal. It's the studyinfo.fi.
oh, it's
I don't know.
studyinfo.fi. Okay.
I can actually share a link. I don't know how to do that now
Don't
without.
worry. At the end of this, I know there's a longer link. At the end of this video, I'm going to put the link in the caption in the description box so that people can also make use of the link. So, what are the
Okay.
requirements that people need to have, and what's the process like?
Well, it depends on. Excuse me. It depends on what you are applying for, though. If it's the masters, then you need the IELTS. That's 100%. But if the for BSc, then it's just your O level and your data page of your passport. That's just what you need.
So, if it's masters, you compulsorily you need IELTS.
Yes, no two ways about it.
Well, you can't get an alternative.
No,
Wow. So
you need the
IELTS
IELTS. Yeah,
compulsory.
yeah. Because if you want to start looking for alternative now, there are chances you will miss out on the application because of the number of people applying.
Number
So
of
it's
people
better, yeah.
applying.
Yeah. So I mean, and for masters, you get what's it called? There are so many benefits for applying in Finland. I mean, there are some schools that even give relocation fees for masters.
Wow.
They pay up to 5,000 euros.
And you said for the bachelors, there's no
At least
need
for
for,
now.
for IELTS.
At least for now, not until January.
And I mean, I heard you once tell me, is this still correct? Is that age is not a limitation. At any age,
100%.
you
There
can
is no
apply for BSc.
there's no barrier. There is no.
So there's
I mean,
no
was
age
it?
barrier. So that means
Yeah,
if I don't have IELTS for masters, I can go and apply for BSc now.
of course. I mean, like I used to say, I would advise whoever wants to apply not to even apply for the masters if you do not have all of the criteria. If you do not have the IELTS, if your transcript is going to delay you, all of these Nigerian bureaucracies. Just apply for first degree, right? When you get into Finland, just make sure that first degree you're applying for is the same as the one you did in Nigeria or your home country. For example, you are done business administration now back home. Apply for that same course in Finland. When you get to Finland, after your first semester, you can go to the admission office. Tell them, hey, what I'm studying here is actually the same thing with what I've done in my own country. Present your results to them. They can now compare your results with what they will teach you and what you have done in your first semester. They can now say, okay, we can take out this one, we can take out that one. Then they can like do some exchange of ECTS, which is the credit unit. Then they show you what is left. That way, it will reduce your duration of study. If you are supposed to study for 3 years, if they have removed some of the courses, maybe they remove 5, they remove 4, it's going to reduce your duration of studies, and you can actually graduate earlier. And then you can even say, okay, you want to do masters. If the application is open, you're already in the system. Navigating around is way, way easier than somebody from outside. And because you have done your first semester, you have done it in English, they have your results. They will not ask you for IELTS again. They won't ask you for any English proficiency because you already proved your level of English while in class. So you've saved
Amazing.
yourself and you can just transfer. You
And
can
so,
just do like a
so,
pivot.
so let's assume we visited that website. The website is studyinfo.fi, and there's
Yeah.
another website I'm going to put up there. So, do we pay application fees? How do we apply? What's the process like? And
Now,
after
you,
telling us what the process like, what's the tuition like?
okay, you see, the application can be complicated somehow because of the website is kind of complicated because you have all of the schools in Finland, all of the, institutions are there. So it can be complicated. Once you open the website, there is a search bar top center of the website. You can just click maybe BSc Business Management. It's going to show you all of the courses and the schools that is offering that course you are searching for. Then just look closely. You see if it's ongoing, if it's not ongoing. If it's ongoing, just click it. Then it's going to redirect you to where you will apply. That way you can apply for the courses you want to apply to. While you are trying to apply, also check the tuition. You can always see like, okay, how much is the tuition fee? They will never write it there that they offer scholarship. They'll just tell you 12,000 or 10,000. You now have to look closely. Maybe you scroll down to top down the bottom part. There you can now see how much scholarship they are offering. If it's 60%, for example, now Olu, University of Olu offers 60%, and that same Olu
University
gives you
of
look.
Olu. University of
Yeah,
Olu. Olu is
Olu,
ORLU, yeah?
no, Olu, OULU.
Okay. Olu, OULU. Yeah.
Yeah,
They offer 60% scholarship.
scholarship. Yeah, for their tuition. And guess what? Even Olu has this like internal funding. They even give like 50, I think it's around 5,000 euros for relocation if you have a very good result
Wow.
for masters.
And your Nigerian brothers are asking, is NECO accepted or just WAEC? Oh, I think we just lost him there. He's gonna come back. I'm gonna add him back. I think we lost him for a few seconds. So we're talking about Finland. You're back.
Yeah, I'm
I
back.
said
Sorry, I
The
mistakenly.
Nigerian guys are asking, is there any WAEC? Is it accepted?
Okay, NECO, WAEC, GC, all is accepted.
All is accepted. What about
Any
people with higher national diploma? Are
no,
they able to
you can
apply?
no, you can apply for masters. I also had HND, so
So
I mean
people
you can
with HND should
HND ND just go
apply
for
for
your for
BSc.
BSc straight. It's 3 years course. You can always see. I think people are scared of the duration of studies. But the thing about Finland is, if your course is 3 years or 3 years, 6 months, you can always graduate earlier than that. You can graduate in 2 years. You just need to like pile up all of those credit units. I mean, I've seen so many people that have graduated. I mean, I can categorically say I've brought over 100 people to Finland. I mean, it's on my Twitter and you can check it there.
Of
And
course.
I know so many people that graduate 2 years. I mean, I've seen somebody that came in for masters of a 2 year course and he graduated in 6 months. And he got his study residence permit. I mean, just as if he's supposed to graduate in 2 years. It's the same thing you get. So why waste time? And the earlier you graduate, the better for you, to start making
So
money.
let me ask you this question. How many courses can you apply for, and what's the application fee?
For now, it's free, but there are chances next year they'll start requesting for application fee. We
So you can apply for as many courses as
Yeah,
possible.
in the joint application, we can apply for 6 courses.
6.
Yeah, in one application. While I think this one now, I think it's 3 or 5. This one that is opening tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
And
Fantastic.
there's the rolling application now. And I would even advise if you have the funds, instead of going to do IELTS or TOEFL, I advise you go do SAT.
SAT.
That's Yeah, SAT gives better advantage over IELTS and TOEFL. With SAT, excuse me, you don't need to write entrance exam, you don't need to do anything. If you have a very good grade, automatic you get admission. That
So
one
what
is
what are the advantages of coming to Finland? I think that's what people want to hear. You already told us that there's no age limit. Even if you are 50, 60, you can apply for Finland. What are the advantages now? For other advantages?
well for Finland. Why I prefer it to other countries is one, the working hours for students is 30 hours per week, which I mean, with 30 hours per week, the normal full-time job you want to do is 37 hours. That's for us that are not going to school. And you that you are going to school is 30 hours per week. So, I mean, it's more or less you are working full-time. And if, let me do like a rough estimate now for the tuition fee. If you get a admission for, say, you get maybe now for University of Kayani now, their school fees is around 6,000 euros and they give 50% scholarship. So that's around 3,000 or whatever. If you get a menial job that pays the minimum wage, which is 10.50, 10 euros 50 cents. So if you're doing 30 hours per week, that means in a week you are getting 300 euros. In a month you are getting 1,500, 1,002 or 3 after taxes. As a student, the government subsidizes your housing. So in an accommodation that for me that I'm not a student now, I'm to pay say 500 euros. You as a student will be paying 250, 300. It's the same standard. It's the same thing. I mean, it's the same size. Everything is the same. But because you are a student, the government will subsidize your rent. They subsidize the rent. I think they subsidize transport and what else? Yeah. So if say you're earning 1,200 a month, that's say you're earning 1,200 a month. Your rent is 300 or 350. Your transport is say 150 a month because you just pay for the bus card is a monthly payment, if I remember clearly. So that's you having 450. You still have around 800 euros left. I mean, as your
Yeah,
savings, and your
yeah.
3,000 euros is a yearly tuition. So if you pay it once, you are done for the year until next year. So if you save 800 euros or say you save 500 euros a month, in a year you're saving around that's around 6,000 or 6,000 plus, which you can use to pay your subsequent tuition. I mean, it's more cheaper compared to the UK or Canada or I mean, it's way cheaper. And for Finland, as a student, after 4 years, if you learn the language, you can actually apply for citizenship, which is way stronger than the UK, Canada, and the US people are always shouting about. So, I mean, that's an advantage. And if you're not ready to learn the language, or maybe the language is difficult, you can always apply for the permanent residency. So,
Now,
I
talking,
mean, these are,
let me
yeah,
interject a bit. Talking about going with dependents. Finland allows you move with dependents.
of
Can
course,
can bachelors also move with dependents?
yes.
So anybody can come with their
Anybody,
dependents.
yes, you can come with your family, but just have in mind that the higher the number, the higher your proof of fund.
So
So
talk to us about proof of funds. Talk to us about proof of funds.
the proof of fund is 6,720 for one
Six
person.
thousand seven twenty euros per person.
Yeah, per person. So if you have a wife, then the wife will be, I think, it's 6,000 euros. Then if you have a child, then the child is around 5,500 euros. The higher the number, the lower it goes. Is reducing per person. So I think after the first four, every other child that comes next is free. They don't count those ones. So if say family of four now, if you budget around 18,000 euros or something like that.
Someone said Finland passport is not stronger than Canada or UK. People just talk anyhow.
I can actually bet it with you if you are open to betting now.
There's
I will drop
not.
1,000
Why are you
euros.
are you are you are you
No, no,
telling
no, no,
me
no, 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 no. For the person talking now, let's drop 1,000 euros. I'll give it to. We can say it now. We can
there's
decide
no
on who to
need?
drop it. Then we
Finland
go
is
online.
top three strongest passports in the world. What's this person talking about?
We go online and we check. We drop it.
Finland
So
is top three strongest passports in the world. Canada and the United Kingdom are learning. UK is
there are
like number seven, number eight now.
seven.
Mm,
Canada is number nine out there or
yeah,
something.
no, no, no. Finland can't compare. Wow. So this application is only open for 10 days.
Yeah, from
10
4th of
days.
September until 14th. Then the next application is opening in January. But there is one application that will also open in December as well. But if you want to apply, I advise you to come in now because of this new government, this conservative government we have. Although we are still looking at maybe they will stand, maybe they will not. Nobody knows. So much of protest is going on. We hope they do not because of the laws. They want to try now to change so many things about the tuition. Then there will be no more scholarship again. Then you have to pay full.
Two questions I want to ask you about the proof of funds. How many months should the proof of funds be?
Well, it's 1 to 3 months by law.
1 to 3 months.
Yeah, you might get it in 2 weeks. You might. I mean, I've seen somebody get their residence permit in 1 hour.
No, I'm
The
saying how
person,
much proof of funds do you keep?
no, okay, now that thing is kind of dicey. You see that proof of fund? It's not like the UK where you can have a bulk lodgement in your account, then you print out and go to the embassy. Finland will ask you questions. They are very considerate about. They are particular about that proof of fund. So if there will be a bulk lodgement, what do I mean by a bulk lodgement? Your inflow, your regular inflow in your account for the past 6 months has been 50,000, 50,000, 20,000, 10,000. Then you are going to the embassy next month. Somebody just wired 1.5 million to your account. That's the definition of bulk lodgement. You need to explain what that money is meant for. So if the money is coming from your so-called sponsor now, it's all good. Your sponsor can transfer the lump sum into your account. As far as the person is going to provide a letter of sponsorship, attestation, his own statement of account, and where the money is coming from. If he's a business person, if he's getting salaries, he needs to show that he has the capacity to fund you. But all of the proof of fund is just for 1 year. You just need it for 1 year. But your residence permit is for your duration of studies. So if you're applying for BSc now and your course is 3 years and 6 months, they are giving you residence permit for 3 years and 6 months. But the proof of fund that you're putting in your account is just for 1 year, which is the 6,720, which makes it very easy. So all of your dependents, if you are coming with your dependents, even if they are 50, is what the main applicant is getting. That's what they also get. They're also getting the 3 years, 6 months, or whatever your duration of study is. So that is the same thing.
The same thing. What
Yeah.
about PhD programs?
PhD program is free in Finland,
It's
and you get a stipend
free.
of, I think, yeah, it's free for anybody. You get a stipend for around 1,500 euros or thereabout.
So PhD programs are free. Now I'm going to bring you to a controversial part of this discussion where a lot of people say when you come to Finland, you will not find jobs. There are no
Okay.
jobs. You're coming as a master's student. You're coming to study BSc, bachelor's. You will not find work. So how are you going to fend for yourself? What have you got to say about that?
I'll start with, as a Nigerian that speaks Yoruba, is it possible for you to go to Kano and go work as a customer service there speaking Yoruba?
No, it's not possible. It's not possible.
So what are we talking about? Finland speaks English quite all right. Depending on the city, I'm always very open about it. The capital city, they speak English very well. All other cities do speak, but there are some places where you want to work, they might require you to like understand some basic Finnish. But it's not like you cannot get a job. If you're coming to Finland, for example, you're a doctor in Nigeria, you can't come immediately into Finland and also be a doctor. It's not possible. I mean, it's two different systems. As a lawyer in Nigeria, you can't come as a lawyer and expect to come and do law in Finland. It's not possible. It takes time. You need to build up. Me that I'm talking now, I mean, of course, now, I mean, I can say I'm an employer of labor. I employ people. But before I got to this level, I started from somewhere. I needed to understand, the system, how it works, how to navigate around. I didn't just come 4 years ago. That's what people need to understand. Once you relocate, even the Canada they talk about, I have people in Canada. I mean, I still send money to
Of
somebody in Canada.
course, no.
So
It's
you
not like
guys should
that.
stop. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. You are relocating does not mean the day you get there you want to start plucking money. Or like I used to say it on my Twitter, anywhere you are relocating to, make sure you have money that will fend for yourself for 6 months, at least 6 months, because where you are going to, it's just like relocating from Lagos to Ibadan. It's not the day you get to Ibadan you start enjoying. It takes time. So it's not like if you say you are not getting job, maybe you are not getting the job you want, then it's understandable. Maybe when you come, there are menial jobs that you used to survive, which was I can still say that it pays more than what you are earning from where you're coming from.
Mm, mm.
So I mean, I have people doing taxi. They get up to 8,000 euros a month doing Uber.
Uber.
So I mean, what are we saying?
Let,
And there are so
let's
many
talk
jobs
let's talk
around.
quickly. Let me cut you short. Let's talk quickly about there's some people asking questions. Let's talk quickly about you already said the proof of funds you need is 6,250,
720,
correct?
no, 720 euros.
6,720 euros.
Yeah,
6,720 euros is what you need, and you can leave it for like 3 months. Abi,
it's going to be in your 1 to 3 months. That's when they
one to
process the
three
residence
months.
permits.
1 to 3
So it
months, and
doesn't matter when the money gets to your account. I advise people to use sponsors because it shows like you have a backbone instead of you doing. You can do a self-sponsor as well, but it raises so many questions because I won't lie to you. All this scope people do that I sold my land, I did this, everything don't cast.
mm, mm,
I'm
mm,
telling you, like from the internal aspect now, they already know that scope. They'll start asking you for CFO, they'll start asking you for proof that you are the owner of the land you sold and all that. But if you have a sponsor that is sponsoring you from outside, then the person is not leaving Nigeria, the person is still working. So the income is still coming for that person. You get, except you have a job that you can work remotely and you can prove it, then you can do a self-sponsor. But if you are using a sponsor, then the person can transfer money to you tonight and you go to the embassy tomorrow morning. It does not matter.
All right. Let me ask you this before we start to round up. Now, people are going to say, okay, I don't have a degree, right? Or I don't want to study, business management or cybersecurity or one of those top courses or engineering or anything like that. I want to do vocational studies. So does this what vocational courses are open in Finland, and how can people apply? I heard you say at the start about nursing. I know nursing
Yeah.
is categorized as vocational studies in Finland. Talk us
Well,
through that
no,
for a
no,
bit.
no, no. I think no, you're getting it wrong. It's not
Okay.
categorized as a vocation. I mean, you
Okay.
can do nursing. The practical nursing is done in the vocational schools, while the
Okay.
regular there's this Layo Itaya and the Sara Layo Itaya. They're two different ones. So
Okay.
the
Okay.
practical nursing is done in vocational schools, while the regular nursing in the university. But for the vocational schools now, I spoke to D1 about it, and I'll still talk to you about it too. I met with some vocational schools this week about how we can liaise together and bring people into Finland. The good thing about them is theirs do not have like an application period. It's a rolling application. So if I gather 25 people now, I can just tell the school I have 25 people that are ready to apply, and they just open it and you apply and you can come in. It's quite different from the university. It makes sense because I was looking for a way of, I get so many questions of when is it opening? Is it just twice a year? Is it just so? We're trying to work towards on how to make it like, the Kenyans are doing it, the Cameroonians are doing it. Why can't we Nigerians also do
Mm,
it?
mm.
I spoke with the school and they gave me a breakdown of how it works. They have this nursing, they have this welding, these people that build ship, and there is this project maintenance and this cook. But what caught my own attention is the nursing and the welding. So this is how it works. After your first year, when you're about going for internship, the school themselves, they'll invite all the recruiters in Finland that are willing to employ people to come to their school, meet with their students. Then they like nominate you to different employers. You go do internship with them. Then it's now left for you to be able to convince them that yeah, you can work, you understand what you have studied in school, so they can retain you. That way you are getting a job before graduating. That's how it works. So once you are graduating, you already have where to work.
Wow. So you are studying and you already have a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. Let me ask you, this joint application that is open tomorrow and ending on the 14th, 10 days, would they be in Finland by January?
Yeah, yeah. If they get the admission, they start the processing of their residence permit. It depends on how fast or how swift the embassy is going to process their applications. So January, February, they are in Finland. And this same vocational school I'm talking about, by January, they'll be in Finland. But that one is starting
Wow.
in October, although it depends on the number of people we get. So if we get
And
25,
what's the tuition like? What's the tuition like?
that's expensive, 9,000 euros. That's the
No,
problem.
9,000 euros for vocational.
Yeah.
No discount, nothing like that.
I tried to persuade them, but the guy told me that Japan, I think Korea and China, they are the problem why the tuition is like that. Because the school and the government was expecting they should negotiate, but they just accepted it. So we are coming, trying to negotiate is kind of difficult because they have if I tell you that the students from Japan and Korea, they already have their batch until June.
Wow.
Yeah, they have the batch until June. So it's so difficult, like trying to negotiate how much the tuition, if it should go down or not.
Mm.
But
Well,
the
look, you've
nursing
given us, yeah,
the nursing is hot cake in
I know,
Finland. I won't lie.
I know,
So
I know. You've given us quite a lot in the last 30 minutes. How can people reach you? I know that a lot of people want to reach out to you. How can people reach you?
Maybe I would open my Instagram, or
Okay,
if you
so
can just
your
follow
Instagram,
this,
your Instagram
or if you can just follow this
handle is
handle on Twitter. I
stainless
can just at 23 stainless 231, sorry,
231
underscore.
underscore.
Yeah.
So that's his handle, guys. Stainless underscore 231
No.
stainless 231 underscore stainless 231 underscore. That's his handle. You can find him on Instagram and on Twitter as well. It's the same handle on Twitter and Instagram. He is very, very helpful with respect to helping people move to Finland. Very, very helpful. Just send your request after this. He's going to open up his Instagram so that people can start sending him DMs. If you want to be in Finland in the next 3 months, this is the guy you want to follow. This is the guy you want to speak to. Stainless 231 underscore is on Instagram and on Twitter. Look, thank you very, very much. Just a quick summary of what we've talked about today. We've talked about moving to Finland. Finland is the happiest country in the world. We've talked about the fact that Finland will allow you move with your dependents. You can move with your wife and your kids or your husband. You can, move to Finland at any age. It doesn't matter. You can work 30 hours. Other countries give you 20 hours. You can work 30 hours. The joint application is open tomorrow and it ends on the 14th of September. So it gives you a window of 10 days to apply. There is no application fee. All you need to do is get your transcripts, your secondary school qualification exam, your international passport, and of course, IELTS if you want to do a master's degree. But for bachelors, you do not need IELTS. Your secondary school exam or qualification or your WAEC is enough for you to be able to apply for your bachelor's. Tuition is often between 4,000 to 7,000, and you can get 45 to 70% discounts depending on the school. The website to go to is studyinfo.fi, and there's a second website that is very, very long and it's infinite. But I'm going to put that website in the description box of this video so that you can use it on your own. And if you want to reach out to our guest, please reach out to him. It's stainless 231 underscore on Twitter and on Instagram. This is the time for you to move to Finland. Don't say Waka Waka Doctor has not helped you, because I think I have. Thank you very much, brother, for coming.
Yeah,
Till I see
my
you again.
pleasure.
All
Yeah,
right.
my pleasure.
Bye.
Yeah, have a nice evening.